Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshuronmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today we'll discuss about 81 different categories of devotional service. And let us see where do we fit in these 81 categories of devotional service. So we have a very nice section on Shrimad Bhagavatam where Kapil Dev is educating his mother Devahuti. And Kapil Dev is talking about the categories of devotional service. He talks about bhakti done in the mode of goodness, in the mode of passion, in the mode of ignorance. And all of them are bhaktas only. All of them are devotees. But then their aspirations are different. And they are not topmost devotees. Topmost devotees are beyond three modes. So now whenever we say that bhakti in mode of ignorance, bhakti in mode of passion, bhakti in mode of goodness, what does that mean? Is bhakti in passion ignorance? Is it? The person who is performing bhakti, he is in goodness, passion, ignorance. And how do we understand that if the person is in goodness, passion or ignorance while doing bhakti? Based on the aspiration. What aspiration he has. So today's class is more of a very self-introspective class, where you have to self-introspect that when I'm performing bhakti, what is that aspiration which is there in my heart? What sort of aspiration I have? And if it is not the topmost one, then we need to modify. So a sort of eye-opener discussion that we want to have today. So before we chant the shloka, see, there are three modes of material nature. And in each mode, there are three categories. So we have goodness, passion, ignorance, or sattva guna, rajoguna, tamoguna. And in each category, we have three types. We have adhama, madhyama, uttama. So now I have to describe about one category of bhakti. So how will I call it as? So say the lowest one, adhama, tamasi, bhakti. Now little up. Madhyama, tamasi, bhakti. Little more higher. Uttama, tamasi, bhakti. And then about rajogun. Adhama, rajasi, bhakti. Madhyama, rajasi, bhakti. Uttama, rajasi, bhakti. And then comes sattva guna. So there we call it as adhama, satviki bhakti. Madhyama, satviki bhakti. Uttama, satviki bhakti. And after that, this is not in the three modes, that's beyond. That is Uttamottama bhakti. We'll discuss. But these 9 we're going to discuss now, and then we'll understand how there are 81 categories of devotional service, and we'll see where we fit ourselves. So now we'll talk about tamasi bhakti. We will chant the shloka. Abhisandhaya yohimsam dambham matsaryameva va samrambhi bhinna drikbhavam mai kuryat satamasah. Translation. Devotional service executed by a person who is envious, proud, violent, angry, and who is a separatist is considered to be in the mode of darkness. So let's dive deep into this, and then we'll come back and we'll again recite the shloka which talks about Bhakti in mode of passion. Now, first and foremost, whenever we are talking about mode of passion, mode of ignorance, even mode of goodness for that matter, the first two, ignorance and passion, they are specifically called as separatist. They have a separatist mentality. Now, first time when I read in Prabhupada's purport, separatist, I'm like, what separatist? And Prabhupada describes. Separatist basically means I have some desire for my own self. I don't have a desire to please the Lord. I have a desire for my own self. So, Lord wants me to do something, but I want to do something for myself. So, separate. The desire is separate. So, it's called a separatist mentality. So, when it comes to mode of ignorance, they have the separatist mentality. And one point which Prabhupada highlights in the purport is about Mayavadis. He says, those Mayavadis who consider themselves to be one with the Lord, they are in mode of ignorance. Whenever Prabhupada gets a chance, on punch on Mayavadis. So he says that. Now, the question is that where are these 9 categories given? It comes in Narada Purana. So there, these 10 categories are given. So from that we'll discuss today. I'll recite the shloka also so that all of you understand it's a bona fide discussion. Yachanyasya vinashartham bhajanam Shri Pater Nripa sa tamasya dhama bhakti khala bhava dharayatah. Now, adhama tamasi bhakti is described. Now in this, what is the mood of the person? The mood of the person is revengefully destroying someone. Now he's doing bhakti. I'm not talking about worshipping demigods. I'm not talking about any demons. I'm talking about 16-rounder devotees. Following 4 relative principles. Attending Mangalarati, etc., etc. So now, such devotees we are discussing. So our entire discussion is about such devotees. We're not discussing anything lower than that. Now, these devotees, or all of us, we devotees, when we have this mentality that I am doing this bhakti and I'll please the Lord, and when the Lord asks me, Batao beta kya chahiye? I'm so pleased with you. At that time I'll ask, kill that devotee. How's that? See, such a person, he lacks compassion, Prabhupada says. He lacks compassion. And he has that revengeful, angry mentality on some devotee or some person. Not just devotee, any person for that matter. I'm sure all of us sitting here, we like some devotees, we don't like some devotees, and we really hate some people. Like, I don't want to see his face. And I'm sure all of us, being human beings, will have different categories of thought process. So there'll be some people, I don't want to see. If he just goes out of this association, it will be so nice. He may go to some other association, but just go out. If Lord gives me some benediction, I'll ask them, isko le jao, kahin aur le jao. So there's a mentality, where there's a different revengeful mentality. Sometimes it happens that a sadhaka, he's insulted, or he wanted something that was not given to him, or whatever, by one person. And that's happening again and again. So at that time, this person will think, when I'll get chance, I'll show you. I'll teach you a lesson. And this lesson, I'll teach through the favor of the Lord. I'll do nice bhakti. And when Lord is pleased, this is the benediction that I'm going to ask. Nikalo is going to ask. Now see, this is called as revengeful mentality. And you know what? There is one example in Bhagavatam also. A very nice example. There's one lady. She did intense bhakti. And her entire goal was, she wanted to beget a son who can kill the other people. Who was that? Diti. So Diti, she had this mood. She first and foremost, she went to Kashyapa and she begged and prayed to him. She served him nicely. Then she prayed to him that, I have a desire. And Kashyapa Muni said, whatever desire you have, I'll fulfill. And then she said, I want a son who can kill all these devatas headed by Indra. Now Kashyapa Muni started thinking, why did I say any benediction I will give? And then Kashyapa Muni, he says that you should do this Vaishnava Vrata. So there's a Vaishnava Vrata that is given to her to worship the Supreme Lord Krishna. And she does that. Kashyapa Muni said, the Lord will personally come and help you. And she was doing Vrata very nicely. And the mood was this, I want to beget a child who will kill the other party. But Kashyapa Muni had told very clearly, this Vrata that is there, you have to do it strictly. Any problem, any discrepancy in between, you have to face the repercussions. So at one point, Diti, she did one mistake. And at that time, Indra entered the womb of Diti. Because of that mistake. He thought this is the right time. Enter the womb and kill the child. And Indra, the womb that was there or the embryo that is there, he cut that. He slashed it multiple times. And it became 49 in number. And then with time, since Diti was performing devotional service, her heart also changed. And it is described, Diti wanted to get someone to kill Indra, but now 49 personalities came out from her womb plus Indra, and all of them, they were now called as devatas. So this is an example where a devotee is rendering devotional service, but then the mood is, I will do this so that I can get something to kill the other party. Chakravarti Pad is saying that we have to always keep distance from such Vaishnavas, some such devotees. Again, I'm not talking about 1-rounder, 2-rounder. I'm talking about good 16-rounder devotees fixed up, doing nice services, etc., etc. But then when this revengeful mentality is there in some devotee, so at that time, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is telling us, keep some distance. So that doesn't mean that we insult the devotee, but we respect the devotee from distance. How's the first category? Anyone fits in that? Don't raise your hand. Just ask yourself, do I fit in this category? If no, you're fortunate. If yes, you have to improve. The next one is, oh, by the way, I heard one case study from some devotee. I'm just sharing it as it is. So there was one nice brahmachari who was practicing bhakti. And one Mataji wanted to marry this brahmachari. And the brahmachari is very strict. No, I don't want to marry. I want to remain a brahmachari. But this Mataji was like, I will destroy your brahmacharya. I'll marry you. And you know what? I was astonished to hear that. She did all Ekadashi Vratas, Bhishma Panchak, this and that, only with one goal. I want to marry this brahmachari. Now, her bhakti was intense as compared to that of brahmachari looks like. Her bhakti was so intense that the heart of the brahmachari changed and then he happily got married. I was thinking, this is the category that comes into, yes? So where it's adhama, tamasi bhakti. Does not allow the brahmachari to remain happy in brahmachari ashram. Next category. Madhyama tamasi bhakti. Now in this, there's another description that is given nicely. Yor chayet kaitava dhiya swairini swapatim yatha narayanam jagannatham tamasi madhyamatusa. So here it says, one who worships Lord Jagannath, who is also known as Narayan, with a deceitful heart, like an unchaste wife worshipping her husband. So he or she is performing bhakti in this category called Madhyama Tamasi Bhakti. So in the first category, the person had revengeful mentality. In second category, he has the deceitful heart, deceitful mentality. Now it's very important to note that this person externally, he's trying to deceive the Lord also. Where he's performing bhakti, externally he might say that, I'm very fallen, I'm this and that, but internally he's not convinced. Not convinced. There's one understanding, which I was getting when I was reading this. Another thing is this cheating mentality. See, what is the comparison of this devotee done with? Unchaste wife. The unchaste wife, she will serve the husband very nicely. But there isn't some ulterior motive. What is that? I'll serve him nicely so that he remains in illusion and I can associate with my paramour. So that's the mood of this lady. So similarly, a bhakta who is in this category, madhyama tamasi bhakti, so he has a deceitful heart, cheating mentality. Now I was thinking, what can be the example for this? Can you all think about some example? One thing that I could think of was externally saying that I'm fallen, but internally, he's not. He's not convinced of. Okay, so I'll be here doing devotional service. Outside, I'll show my Nija Swarup. Yes, okay. And what else? Okay. So we are with this mode that I'm cooking only for the Lord. Oh Lord, this for you, and internally, it's for me. Or just to cheat the authority. Prabhuji, I'm just cooking for the pleasure of the Lord, not for myself. Okay, accepted. That's a good example. What else? Any other? Okay. So I'm doing devotional service, but whenever I get chance, getting into the material activities, relishing the material activities. I hope you all got the point. This is the point. Now that is the cheating mentality. At times, another thing that was coming to my mind was, say we have done some mistake and our authorities want to catch that and beat us nicely for that. And we are doing devotional service to the Lord. And our mood is that we want to please the Lord. But oh Lord, somehow help me to escape from this. Cheat the other person. somehow help me to escape from this. That's also not being straightforward. But having that deceitful mentality, the cheating mentality. That's called madhyama tamasi bhakti. Uttama tamasi bhakti. This is the definition that is given. Deva puja paran drishtva matsaryad yor chaye dharim sa bhakti prithvi pala tamasi chottama smrata. So here it is said, there's a nice thing that is said, seeing the demigod worship of others. One who worships Lord Hari with a feeling of competitive enviousness. That is understood to be uttama tamasi bhakti. See, first and foremost, this person is proud of himself. Very proud. He's like, I will show that I am the best devotee. That is the mood. And now, I was just thinking, what can be the example for this? I don't know if you all will be able to resonate, but normally this happens in the house of Grihasthas where one person is a devotee of Krishna, other is some devotee of Lord Shiva or whatever. And then he sees, oh, Shivratri is doing all this. I'll show you Janmashtami what I'll do. I'll prove myself that my worship is the best worship. Now see, what is the mood? He is doing worship of the Lord, but then the mood is not proper. The mood is competitive mentality. What can be the other competitive mentalities in the association of devotees? That was a very spontaneous answer. Realized one. Yes. Okay. Book distribution. Okay. I will show. True. But especially in this competitive mentality, yes. And what else? Okay. Again, this is also another competitive mentality. He is doing that, I will show. That me, Gaudiya, best. Okay. Okay, I'll study Shastra much better than him just to beat him. Yes. Now, studying Shastra is obviously devotional service. But if the mood while studying Shastra is competitive, then again it's a problem. It's not in Uttama Bhakti, but it is Uttama Tamasi Bhakti, competitive enviousness, to pull the other person down. Good. Now, this is just the discussion on Tamasi. This is the discussion on Bhakti in mode of ignorance. Now, let's discuss about Bhakti in mode of passion. Vishayan abhisandhaya yasha aishwaryameva va archada varchayedyo mam prathak bhavah sarajasah. Translation: the worship of deities in the temple by a separatist with a motive for material enjoyment, fame, and opulence is devotion in the mode of passion. Separatist again. What do you mean by separatist? Okay, Lord has a desire and we have a different desire than the Lord. That's separatist. Prabhupada many times talks about oneness. Have you all read in the purports? Oneness. So Prabhupada gives us, one is this, which Mayavadis say, and for devotees, the Vaishnava interpretation of oneness is, I am having the same interest as that of the Lord, same desire as that of the Lord. Lord wants this particular thing, I'll do. That's the mode. That's called oneness. But the separatist mentality. And Prabhupada, he writes this very beautiful line. He says, mixed devotees or devotees in the mode of passion and ignorance think that the interest of Supreme Lord is supplying the orders of the devotee. The interest of such devotees is to draw from the Lord as much as possible for their sense gratification. This is the separatist mentality. So the person is doing bhakti, but the mood is get as much as possible. Get as much as possible from the Lord. There's no question of giving. It's all about extracting. That's the mood that the devotee or the sadhaka who is in mode of passion or in ignorance. Let's discuss the first category in mode of passion. That is adhama rajasi bhakti. Dhana dhanyadhikam yastu prarthayan archayed dharim shraddhaya paraya yuktah sarajasya adhamasmrata. I think it's a very easy one to understand. Dhana. He's talking about dhana. And dhanyadikam. So he's aspiring for what? He's doing bhakti. He's doing 16 rounds, following 4 regulative principles. He's doing services. But the desire is there internally. And that is money and material facilities. This is the desire. He approaches the Lord. He serves the Lord. He does the vrata. And at the end, he puts his desire in front. And the desire is, what are the different desires that a person can have? Okay. Put that in a language of youth devotees. That's very low level. Extra gulab jamun. Okay. And okay, high paid, high package. Oh Lord, please. It's getting late. I'm still earning this much. I want more. Please help me. I beg the Lord that please help me to get a job with a higher package. And popularity will come in another category. I want to be comfortable. Oh Lord, make our base opulent so that I get some comfortable facility. Always thinking about one's own comfort and luxury. That comes, in this category, material resources. Prabhupada writes in the purport to Chaitanya Charitamrita, he says, there are men, especially rich men, who regularly worship the deity, give charity to the brahmanas and are pious in every respect, but they cannot be pure devotees. Why? Despite their outward show of Vaishnavism and charity, their inner desire is to enjoy a higher standard of material life. And there, the example that is given is about the father and uncle of Raghunath Das Goswami. Who are they? Father and uncle of Raghunath Das Goswami. Okay, Govardhan Majumdar and Hiranya Majumdar. So these two personalities, they were very pious. In fact, it is described many Gaudiya Vaishnavas were dependent on them for their sustenance in that area. Many people. But their mood was this, that we want better material facilities. We want better material enjoyment. If I'm not wrong, when Raghunath Das Goswami met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, at that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that your father and your uncle are like Haribol. They're like worm in the stool. That's the comparison that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave for such mentality. So when we also have such mentality, I think you are intelligent. Another example from Shrimad Bhagavatam. I want something better. Dhruv Maharaj. Now, Dhruv Maharaj had this mentality. Initially, when he started his bhakti, this was the mentality. Obviously, not later. Later, he was exalted personality. But when he started, I want a kingdom greater than Brahma, my great-grandfather. I want better material resources. That was the mood. So this is Adhama Rajasi Bhakti, where the person is hankering, he's praying. See, one is that you get a thought. Second is you have a desire. And third is you offer an explicit prayer for it to fulfill that desire. So thought is still okay, it will just cross the mind. But desire means you start contemplating on it. You're sitting on that thought. That becomes a desire. And then the desire comes, say you've done a very intense vrata. Say you've done Bhishma Panchak, 5 days Nirjal. Intense vrata. I think Zada ho gaya. Okay, Nirjala Ekadashi, let's go. 1 day, Nirjal. And then you go in front of the Lord. And then now it's your time, to ask. So whatever desire is there in the heart, whichever thing I have been contemplating on, that will come. And that's what we'll pray. Oh Lord, I want this. Oh Lord, I want that. That's the mood. Therefore, here we understand praying for money and material resources. The next category in Rajasi Bhakti is Madhyama Rajasi Bhakti. Now in this, the definition is Yah sarva loka vikhyata kirtim uddishya madhavam archayet paraya bhaktya samadhyama rajasi mata. Now here comes the next level. Because desiring for money and material resources is still low level. Little higher is I will worship Madhav. And what is that desire that I have in my heart? I want to become famous. Material fame. Material fame. And previously, people are not interested in fame in a small group of people. They had this desire, fame in all the 3 worlds. That was the mood of people. Anyways, as the age is degrading, so our desire is also degrading. So this person has a strong desire while worshipping. And what is that desire? I want to become famous. You want to elaborate on this?
I want to become best Kirtaniya.
Best Kirtaniya. Koi nahi hoga mere jaise Kirtaniya. Yes. I'll get invitation from Mayapur for Kirtan Mela. I'll go there. ऐसा फेम होना चाहिए मेरा, सबको पता चलना चाहिए कि what sort of Kirtaniya I am. Yes. हाँ, बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऐसा करना चाहिए कि ट्रॉफी हाथ में आ जाना चाहिए अपने आप. I'll not say that, it's getting recorded. Yes. So again, I'll be the best one. Yes. And बेस्ट स्पीकर, ऐसा क्लास दूंगा मैं, ऐसा क्लास दूंगा, सब फ्लैट हो जाएंगे एकदम. Yes. And then everyone will speak about me in my classes, not Krishna. See, only when we discuss and describe, then we realize such demonic tendencies these are. Okay, any other thing? What's that? Okay, so I'll do sadhana in such a way. I'll do extra rounds on Ekadashi. And then, anyway, sadhana reports are getting displayed nowadays and awards are given. People are posting in the groups. I will show how I can do 32 rounds. 25 is good. 25 rounds. उसने 64 किया, I will do 65. Whatever. I will prove that I am a good chanter. See, just imagine this mood. My God, it will surely hamper one's devotional service. And at times, to show off, sadhakas might do many things, and they'll come in this category. Showing off one's own austerities. Say on Ekadashi, you have the vrata of doing it nirjal, and others are having whatever is made. And then this devotee, internally, dikh nahi raha hai bahar. Internally, the devotee is thinking, adhama. He's eating something on Ekadashi. Nirjal. Nirjal is uttama. Now, what is this? The senior devotee also like this. ये senior किसने बनाया इसको? ये senior किसने बनाया? ये अभी भी खा रहा है? Nirjal. Look at me, nirjal. So many times, we might be fasting even from water, but we'll be feasting within very nicely on what? This category, this something called as fame. And many times we will see that in our own selves, nowadays this disease is there, even in devotees. Whatever they do, they want to put it on status. They want to put it on Instagram. I am not there on Instagram, I don't know much, but I've heard. The devotees click photos and immediately post, saying, I did this so-and-so thing, etc., etc. Nirjala Ekadashi time, it was good. One devotee was sharing me once, one devotee status. A devotee had put, successfully completed Nirjala Ekadashi, just drank water 2 minutes back. How does it matter? And why does it matter? So the other devotees should say, Prabhuji, amazing Nirjala. So wonderful. So wonderful. Some other devotee wrote, just completed Bhishma Pancha, 5 days of Vrata. Just now, for the first time after 5 days, I'm eating grains. Now, we might not understand all this, our mind might trick, but there is a strong desire for this pratishtha, for fame. There's a strong desire for it. And therefore, we'll post things here and there. And nowadays, it's very easy. We have groups on WhatsApp, you post on that. Social media, you post there. Or you speak, to some other. I'm not boasting myself. I'm just saying I did so-and-so thing. I did this so-and-so thing. No, it's not proper. But still it is bhakti. Still, because he's doing devotional service. Because bhakti means executing 64 angas of bhakti. At least one of it. He's still doing bhakti. But it's rajasi bhakti. Not adhama, madhyama. But still it's rajasi bhakti. Let's go to uttama rajasi bhakti. When I read this, I was a little bewildered about uttama rajasi bhakti. Definition goes like this. Salokyadi padam yastu samuddashyar chayedharim sarajasya uttama bhakti kirtita prithvipate. O Lord, the mood is this. He's worshipping the Lord and he's praying to the Lord. And what is the mood? I want to attain liberation. He's not talking about Sayujya Mukti. We are not at all discussing about impersonalist. We're talking about personalist devotees, 16 under 4 relative principle and all that. Now this devotee, he has this mode that I want to go back home, back to Godhead. At least Vaikuntha will do. Why you want to go to Vaikuntha? Give me some reasons. Apart from service. Opulence. It was so nice. I heard everything is Chintamani there. The tree, the sand, even the cows are Kamadhenu. So nice, wonderful it will be. And I also heard there are rivers made up of some juice and this and that. It's so wonderful. I want to go there. For what? Enjoy. Okay, what else? What is that? Enough is enough. Enough. Asat, Achit, Nirananda. Enough. Now I want to be Sat, Chit, Ananda. I want to go and enjoy there. I heard Vaikuntha. Definition says, no Kuntha, no misery. No birth, no death, no disease, no old age, no boss, no this, no that. and know these devotees also. Go there. I don't know how many of you read one poem by Mahatma Prabhu, where he writes a wonderful poem. He describes that I went to spiritual world. And when I went to spiritual world, my spiritual master was there, he received me. I'm just paraphrasing it. And I was awestruck to see everyone. There were people around whom I thought they'll never go to Vaikuntha, never attain spiritual world. And there was one devotee who was sitting so close to the Lord. I was thinking, how did he come to spiritual world? But there was something astonishing. Everyone was looking at me with a lot of surprise. And I asked my spiritual master, why are they looking at me with so much of surprise? And my spiritual master told me that they're surprised at how you came to Vaikuntha. How this person landed up in Vaikuntha. How this person landed in spiritual world. So many times, the mood that is there is, I just don't want to be here with these people around, and I don't want to be here with all these different material things. I want something better. That's the mood that is given. That's Uttama Rajasi Bhakti. Any other thing that you want to highlight? Never to come back. Enough is enough. So there were some, whenever... See, initially in the preaching, many times, this thing is told. The goal of life is to go back home, back to Godhead. There's no need to come down again. So wonderful. So blissful. So this is the mood, that is there. Now, when later we hear some other definition, a higher definition, the devotee, he becomes little... what to say, perplexed. अरे पहले तो बोला बैक होम जाना और अभी बोल रहे कुछ और अभी बोलते नरक भी चलेगा. What is this? So why is it said initially? Why Prabhupada kept on saying this again and again? Go back, home back to Godhead. And this is also told, Yadgatva nivartante, you'll never come down again. This world is miserable. Get rid of this miserable world. That will be so nice. It's Vaikuntha, no Kuntha. That's the description given. Why all this description is given if it is still a Rajasi Bhakti? What is that? They're happy with the material world. They're like, Sukhalayam. This is Sukhalayam. So to shake such people and sow the desire on the spiritual platform, still the spiritual platform only, that I want to go back home, back to God. Something on the spiritual platform. Therefore, the first preaching that is done is, just get rid of this world. Sow the seed of liberation. At least that desire, something beyond the material luxury. That's the mood that we see when it comes to these different devotees. Therefore, this desire is sown. At least you come to a certain level. Give up these material desires. Come to the desire of liberation. And you go to the Lord. Oh Lord, enough is enough. Take me to Vaikuntha. Enough. Any example that you can give from Shastra? Enough is enough. I'm stuck here. Yes, Gajendra. Now, Gajendra, he offered his prayers like that, where Gajendra is miserable in the situation. And he says, Mamavatu, oh Lord, please protect me, please protect me. And there are prayers, clear prayers, where he's praying, I simply desire eternal liberation from the covering of ignorance. He's praying like that. Multiple prayers, not just one. Multiple times, he prays. So this category. But still, Gajendra was a very intense devotee. But just to give an example, which is very close to the discussion that we're having, so we can call Gajendra in this category. So 4 kinds of opulence this devotee is anchoring for. Oh, I can become like Lord? 2 extra hands? So nice. Oh, I'll get that beautiful form? Or all that opulence? So the devotee aspires. He prays. Is that clear, everyone? So we have discussed Rajasi Bhakti. Now let's discuss about Satviki Bhakti. Karma nirharam uddishya parasmin va tad arpanam yajed yashtavyam iti va prithak bhavah sa satvikah. Translation. When a devotee worships the Supreme Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, and offers the results of his activities in order to free himself from the inabilities of fruitive activities, his devotion is in the mode of goodness. So again, we have three categories here to discuss. The first one is Adhama Satviki Bhakti. But in general, what these devotees do in this category of mode of goodness is they are part of Varnashrama, they're executing all the limbs, all the duties of Varnashrama. And Prabhupada writes in the purport, executes Varnashrama duties very diligently and offers result to the Lord. When such activities are performed and the results are offered to the Supreme Lord, they are called karmarpanam, duties performed for the satisfaction of the Lord. So now here the mode is I'll execute my duties and the results I'll offer it to the Lord. That's the mood here. But there is some result that is expected for oneself. And what is that? Yes, get rid of the karmic reactions. That's the mood. Get rid of the karmic reactions. So in this way, we see that such a person, he belongs to this category, but still he's much better than the previous ones. He's doing things diligently, executing his duties. He's offering the results to the Lord. But still, this personality, he has this mood of getting rid of sinful reactions, getting rid of the entanglement. He also still has that desire of liberation. That desire is still there. Next category, Madhyama Satviki Bhakti. Hare Ridam Priyam Iti Sushru Sham Kurute Tuyah Shraddhaya Samyuto Bhuyah Satviki Madhyamatusa. Now this person is very nice. He has faith. He is performing his service. And he heard that if I do so and so thing, Lord Hari will be pleased. This is very dear to Hari. So I will do. Now see, this is a little higher. Because this is dear to the Lord, so I will do that particular activity. Till now he was doing his Varnashrama duties, offering his results to the Lord for the satisfaction of the Lord. But now he gets to know, this activity is dear to the Lord. I will do. But the problem here is that he does not have much intellectual conviction and realizations from the Shastra. He just heard from somewhere, this is good, this is dear to the Lord, so I will do it. So in that mood, he does. But it's still much better because as soon as he heard, Bhagwan ko ye acha lagta hai, turant, he started doing. Do you find such people around? Yes. They are not very intellectual category. Simple. When they hear, they feel like, okay, I should do it because it's dear to the Lord. So I'll do it. They don't have much realization, but they do it because they have heard from somewhere that this is dear to the Lord. Now this was Madhyama Satviki. Now we have Uttama Satviki Bhakti. Little more higher. Vidhi Buddhyarcha Yedyastu Dasavak Shripatim Nripa Bhakti Nam Pravara Satu Uttama Satviki Smrita. So here it is said that those who worship now, understanding rightly from the Shastra, they understand the scriptural rules and regulations. They understand various different things. And now they're executing devotional service as per the rules and regulations. We have some other name also, no, for such devotees. What is that name? What sadhana they're doing? Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. Vaidhi sadhana bhaktas. So Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. So Vaidhi sadhana bhaktis, they are doing this Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. When I read this was my understanding. Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. Yes. It's not given in the shloka itself. But it's very clearly said that with an intelligence equipped with scriptural rules and regulations. It's not that he's very much attracted to the Lord. He understands that if I do this as per rules and regulations strictly, Lord will be pleased. So let me do. My Guru Maharaj will be pleased if I do because Guru Maharaj instructed me. If I do this, He will be pleased. Let me do. What to do? I don't have that attraction towards the Lord now. But with time, I have a desire to gain that attraction. But as of now, let me just follow as it is given in the Shastra. With that mode, the person executes bhakti, and that's uttama sattviki bhakti. Now, these are the 9 categories of bhakti. In ignorance, we saw 3. In passion, 3. And in sattva or goodness, we saw 3 categories. So, total 9. So, Prabhupada writes in the purport that there are Navavida bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, till Atma Nivedanam. So, Prabhupada is saying that Shravanam can be done in these 9 types. How's that? Possible, no? So, I'm doing Shravanam in Adhama Tamasi way, or Madhyama Tamasi way, or Uttama Tamasi way. So, in this way, we understand that Shravanam can be done in these 9 types. Then again, Kirtanam can be done in these 9 types. Now, you all listed, no, some of the examples also. So, in this way, we have Navavida Bhakti, and then we have these 9 types. So, 9 multiplied by 9 is 81. So, Prabhupada says, hence, there are 81 categories of Bhakti. He mentions like that in the purport. Hence, there are 81 categories of Bhakti. Now, still, it's not Uttama Bhakti we have reached. So, what is Uttama Bhakti? The topmost Bhakti. Mahimanam harer yastu kinchit kritva priyo narah tanmayatvena santushtah sa bhakti ruttamottamaha. I'll read the translation also. Knowing thoroughly the glories of Lord Hari, that human who performs anything dear to Lord Hari while being fully satisfied due to being absorbed in spontaneous devotion is said to be performing Uttamottama Bhakti, topmost devotion, devoid of material modes. And this spontaneous devotional service, our acharyas have named it as Daraganuga Bhakti. Yes, Daraga Bhakti. Where now the devotee is not doing devotional service because he has been told, because of rules and regulations, something like that. He is doing devotional service because he has spontaneous devotional attraction. He feels naturally attracted towards chanting, reading, hearing, towards the Lord. He doesn't come for Mangalarti because now the authority will catch me and punish me. No. He wants to attend. He has that natural attraction, to come in front of the Lord and take Lord's darshan. He feels very good, to do that. Natural attraction. So I had this question once, ki attraction aayega kahan se? There are some who are blessed from previous life. Naturally, right from childhood, they have that attraction. So they can begin directly the spontaneous devotional service. There are others who are blessed by some bhakta on this platform. Chalo, mere paas attraction hai, aap bhi le lo, chalo, blessed. That blessing that is given, yes. And there are others who are practicing Vaidhi Bhakti, and from the stage of Ruchi, now they've got Ruchi, they've got taste, they've got attraction, again by the mercy of devotees, he shifts to spontaneous devotional service, where now he's not performing Bhakti out of rules and regulation, but he has natural taste for it. He feels attracted for it, therefore he's doing it now. And then from there, he develops a very wonderful mode on Rag Marg. So in this way, this is Uttamottama Bhakti, where now he's not bound by rules and regulations. This is beyond 3 modes now. He's not affected also. He is only attracted towards the Lord, and his life and soul is the angas of Bhakti. And his only mode is, I want to do this for the pleasure of the Lord. Anything and everything for the pleasure of the Lord. This will give pleasure, I will do it. You can see the mood of Srila Prabhupada, that whatever Prabhupada was doing, it was not as someone has forced him to do it. Whatever he was doing was so spontaneous. He was going through whatever difficulties was coming in his life on the way. He was going through that just with one mode, that this is something that will please Krishna. Krishna wants me to do this. Very, very high level mode. Yes. And we have to reach, this very amazing mode of Uttamottama Bhakti. And obviously this doesn't raga or attraction, it doesn't come by one's own endeavor. This has to be very clear. We decide that, no, from today I'll do so and so things and then I'll get raga, attachment. No. This is by the mercy of a devotee. If we don't have it now, it will come by the mercy of a devotee. And also at the same time, I was very astonished to hear this, that sometimes it might happen that I might not have people around who might have that raga, but I am eager to get it. But if I have an intense desire, and Gauranga Mahaprabhu is pleased with my desire, he'll send someone. He'll send someone. And at times, if our bhakti is very intense, and we have that intense, there is not much difference between Vaidhi sadhaka and this Raga sadhaka, Raganuga sadhaka. Externally, both will be doing the same activities, but the internal mood is different. The internal mood is that intense desire to attain Krishna. Intense desire. I want to attain Krishna. And then with time, that desire also becomes more and more refined. I want to attain Krishna and serve him in this particular mood, this particular relationship. That's pretty higher. But at least that intense desire should be there. I want to attain Krishna's eternal service. Not because I'm suffering in this world. Not because I want to become famous. I just want to attain Krishna's eternal service to serve him. Because I am his eternal part and parcel. I belong to him. I belong to him. I want to serve him. Now, this is really very wonderful mode. So this is something that a devotee develops by the mercy. And say, this is very nice to hear. If the devotee is very intense, the previous acharyas will come and bless the devotee with whatever attraction is needed or whatever revelation is needed. This is another deep topic. Maybe when we become qualified, we can discuss more on this. You can imagine Rupa Goswami coming in. Yes. Or we have other personalities in the parampara. So in this way, the person who is practicing on this platform of spontaneous devotional service, he is the one who will actually go to Goloka Vrindavan. Yes. Whereas the Vaidhi sadhakas who are there, they are the ones who can go max up to Vaikuntha. But when we transition from Vaidhi to Raganuga at the stage of Ruchi, so the person becomes eligible, or he is the one who will go to Goloka Vrindavan. Yes. Therefore, it's very important to understand our current situation. Now, someone might be thinking, Bapre, I'm in Adhama Tamasi. Ye uttam koi pahunchenge hum log. Therefore, these discussions are very much relevant for all of us to understand what is my current position. And understanding that current position, we need to make sure that we aspire for something higher. As of now, maybe I want to go back to Godhead because I'm tired of this world. And therefore, there is an intense desire to go back to Godhead. Appreciate it, no doubt. That's very nice. Good. But then we cannot stop at that. We have to come to the stage of, I want to go back home, or I can stay here also, or I can go to hell also. I have no problem. Wherever Lord sends me for his service, I am ready to do. That's the mode of the devotee. So that's pretty higher mode. So if you're not there, don't imitate. There's no point of doing artificially. Oh Lord, even if you want to sell me to hell, it's okay. No need to artificially do anything. Naturally, we aspire for something which is as of now higher than the current aspiration. Say I'm aspiring for something material. No. I want to go back home to God. Serve the Lord there in Goloka. Always being with the Lord, it will be so nice. And then if you're already there on that platform, a bit higher. That I belong to Lord. What am I doing here? I'm not serving. I just want to serve the Lord in every situation. So you go a little higher. And then more higher, that put wherever you want. Put wherever you want. I'm okay with it. That's the shloka, which is chanted by Lord Shiva. Yes. Swarga pavarga narkeshu apitulyartha darshina. Narayana parassarve nakutaschana bibhyati. Swarga pavarga narkeshu apitulyartha darshina. So these great devotees, for them it doesn't matter it's Swarga, it is Vaikuntha, it is Naraka, it doesn't matter. They just want to serve the Lord. That's so nice. I just want to serve. So now we have to contemplate what is my desire. Now some devotees might say, kaise ye desire kahan se le aaya abhi? Where will I get this desire from? one very nice inspiration for us to continue practicing devotional service. In whatever stage we are in, we have to continue, and miracle will happen. Chakravarti Pad is saying, though Rajasic and Tamasic Bhakti produces results, the performers generally get material results. However, the results will be greater than usual because of the power of Bhakti. Good incentive to practice Bhakti. So result will be more than others. If they are endeavoring and you are also endeavoring and you are doing Bhakti, material results are more. That's what is told here. In terms of yielding devotional results, in some cases, such Bhakti will with time become pure Bhakti, as illustrated by the following verse. This is the verse from Shrimad Bhagavatam 5th canto. It says, Satyam dishatya arthitam arthito nrinam naivarthado yat punararthito yatah swayam vidhatte bhajatam anichchatam ichhapidanam nijapada pallavam. So Lord is saying that, okay, when my devotees come to me and ask for material desires, I will fulfill. But if that material desire which is getting fulfilled leads to another material desire, I will not fulfill. But I'll give my own charanamrita to him. I'll give my own lotus feet to him and make him forget all the material desires. Now, for some people it might be scary, and for some people it might be very blissful. Oh, I want to get rid of material desires, and this is the way. I have to just continue rendering devotional service to the Lord. You have material desires, go and ask him. With time he'll remove it, don't worry. Go and ask him. He'll fulfill also initially. Later also he'll fulfill. But with time, he'll make us realize, like Dhruv Maharaj realized. See, Dhruv Maharaj had such an intense desire. I want a kingdom greater than my great-grandfather. And after that, when Lord came in front of him, he's feeling guilty. He's feeling very guilty. Then that beautiful verse that comes. Sthana bhilashi tapasi stitoham tvam praptavan deva munindra guyam kachan vichinvan api divya ratnam swamin kritharthosmi varam nayache. Oh Lord, I agree. I started my entire sadhana for a desire to attain sthana, a place greater, bigger than my great-grandfather. Sthana bilashi tapasi stitoham. Therefore I did tapasya. Tvam praptavan deva munindra guyam. But now I have attained you. And you are very difficult to be attained even by munis and great Indras, the great kings. Actually, Lord, to be frank, my desire was like kachan vichinvan. My desire was like broken pieces of glasses. But oh Lord, now I have got api divya ratnam. I have got such a wonderful thing in front of me. Oh Lord, I have attained you. And Lord is like, वो सब ठीक है, क्या चाहिए बताओ? इतना क्या बड़बड़ क्या चाहिए बताओ? And he is saying, Swamin kritharthosmi varam nayache. Oh Lord, I don't want anything. Wow. So he was with that intense desire, he started practicing bhakti. And then with time he came to a platform where he was so much purified, where now he does not want anything except the service of the Lord. And Shrimad Bhagavatam is filled with such personalities, where Lord wants to give them benediction and they are like, we don't want. Then what do you want? I want only your service. So many personalities, so many personalities. Therefore, Shrimad Bhagavatam is very special. Where Shrimad Bhagavatam just talks about Uttama Bhakti. It talks about devotional service beyond the three modes. Okay, I hope all of you are understanding when I say devotional service beyond three modes. Others are also beyond three modes only. Bhakti is always beyond three modes. But the person who is practicing bhakti is not in not beyond three modes. But Uttama Bhakti, that is the person and the process itself beyond three modes. Therefore, when we are reading Shastra, we need to have this understanding and realization is a little bigger. We need to have the understanding that this is where I have to reach. And for that, I need to practice bhakti intensely. And how should I practice bhakti intensely? I have to just walk on the footsteps of the previous acharyas, how they have practiced. Somehow imbibing that mood. We have to imbibe the achar and vichar of our superiors, acharyas. I'm mainly pointing towards acharyas, in the parampara. Their achara and vichar we should imbibe, and we should live our life like that. Very important. When we're able to do that, then with time we will see that the entire contemplation changes. The desires will change, and the desire will be only one, that I want to serve the Lord for His pleasure and nothing else. In the middle of the night also, if someone wakes you up and asks you, "Batao Prabhu, kya chahiye?" I want to serve Krishna. बस और कुछ नहीं. सोचिए नींद में अगर कोई ऐसे बोलने लगे, that's called really he has that desire. That's what it means. And also when it comes to all of us as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, it's very important, to accept all the principles of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. We need to switch, from whatever we are currently, we need to switch to the principles of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, the mood of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Doesn't matter what background we had in the past. In the past, maybe we were worshipping the 400 form of the Lord, say Venkateshwar Swami or Ranganath Swami or whatever. Very nice, appreciated. But that was my background. But now when I have come, to Gaudiya Vaishnavism, so for us, our Acharya is saying, worshipping Vrindavan Krishna, Shyama Sundar Krishna. So now I have to see, okay, so I have to now shift. I have to develop attachment. I have to pray, oh Lord, please help me to develop attachment towards you. Simple example. And even other things, it was so hilarious. One ISKCON devotee only. So he puts Gaudiya Vaishnava Tilak when he's there. When he goes to some other place, he puts Sri Vaishnava Tilak. What is this? And I was shocked to see one congregation devotee here. When he comes here, I see him in Mangalarati and all in this one. And once I met him outside while doing book distribution, he had this. And I was shocked. I'm like, Prabhu, you changed? No, bro, just for some time. Some ritual was there in the family. So basically, that conviction is not there that I'm a Gaudiya Vaishnava. That conviction should come. That's the bare minimum thing to start with. Because at least we have to connect with the Sampradaya and imbibe the mood of the Sampradaya. Bare minimum thing. And the recent contemplation is about Gaur Purnima. I have been speaking this, I'll request all of you also. See, all of us, before coming to Krishna consciousness, our new year began on different days. Ugadi for some people, Gudi Padwa for some others, Lohri, and Baisakhi, and Diwali, 1st of Jan. Others are still okay. 1st of Jan, whatever. But now when we are Gaudiya Vaishnavas, our new year begins on Gaur Purnima. See, we might say, we follow Gaurabdha calendar. Therefore, we are Gaudiya Vaishnavas and we see all tithis from that only. See, that's one is saying. One, you actually feel it. And how your feelings are put forward, how is it shown that you're convinced? Through your activities. I don't see many devotees texting each other Happy New Year on Gaur Purnima. How many of you do that? Just ask this question to yourself. We are not convinced. We are not accepted that we are Gaudiyas and we have to follow this. How many of us wish Happy Gaur Purnima, and also wish you a very happy, prosperous, Krishna conscious New Year? You see, when it comes to Christians, for them, New Year starts from the point of the appearance of Christ. Therefore, they say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Yes. So I'm just giving one example. Ugadi and all, people wear new clothes. Yes, I mean, whatever festivals they make. Gaur Purnima, new clothes. Cleaning the house, decorating the house. And the worst part is, for these festivals, like Ugadi, Sankranti, etc., I have seen people taking leave from their office, going to their hometown to celebrate. Gaur Purnima, I'll sit and code. Gaur Purnima, I should do more coding today. Yes, Lord will be pleased with my coding. I should go to office. I'm just giving an example. I'm not. I've seen devotees doing that. So it's not proper. If you're really convinced that you're a Gaudiya Vaishnava, then you will do what you're doing for the other festivals before whatever you're doing for the other festivals. You'll do that. But if you're not able to do that, it means you're not convinced. You're not accepted wholeheartedly. Therefore, we as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we should accept things wholeheartedly. Basic things I'm talking about. There are higher things which Rupa Goswami has given to us. वो कभी accept करेंगे हम लोग if you're not accepting the basic things only. Therefore, it's very important to imbibe the achar and vichar of the acharyas in the parampara. If we can do that, then slowly and steadily from what adhama tamasi bhakti will come to uttama uttama bhakti. Thank you very much. Grantaraj Shrimad Bhagavatam ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki.